Hey there, everyone, hope you're doing well. Today, we're talking about something that might surprise you, how a new bill could change Social Security benefits. If you're receiving Social Security benefits like disability, SSI, or SSDI, or if you're on a low or fixed income, these updates could impact you directly. Even if you're not personally affected, chances are someone you know might be. So please stick with me, because understanding these changes is not only important, it could be life-changing for millions of Americans. Now, let me ask you this, did you know that right now, some people with disabilities risk losing their financial and medical support just by getting married? It sounds strange, doesn't it? You'd think marriage, something that should be celebrated, wouldn't come with such a penalty. But for those receiving Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, that's exactly what happens. Their spouse's income and resources are counted when determining eligibility, and in many cases, it results in reduced or even completely eliminated benefits. This new legislation, called the Eliminating the Marriage Penalty and SSI Act, is aiming to fix that. It's supported by lawmakers from both parties, which is pretty rare these days, and it's backed by organizations like the National Down Syndrome Society and Autism Speaks. The bill proposes to exclude a spouse's income and resources when calculating SSI benefits. And if passed, it would mean that people with disabilities could marry without fear of losing their financial independence or access to essential healthcare. So, why does this matter? Well, imagine being forced to choose between marrying the person you love and maintaining the support you need to live. That's the reality for many people on SSI today. For example, one individual born with spinal muscular atrophy lost their monthly SSI check and Medicaid coverage after marrying their spouse. Without that support, the cost of care would be overwhelming, over $100,000 a year. Stories like this highlight just how urgent this issue is. And here's another piece of the puzzle: the financial limits for SSI recipients haven't been adjusted for inflation in decades. Right now, an individual can have more than $2,000 in assets to qualify, and for a couple, it's $3,000. To put that in perspective, if those limits had kept pace with inflation, they'd be over $10,000 for an individual and close to $17,000 for a couple today. These outdated rules are leaving people trapped in financial insecurity, unable to save or plan for the future. Now, you might wonder, why hasn't this been fixed before? The short answer is cost. Raising the asset limits or removing the marriage penalty would mean more people qualify for benefits, and that's a significant expense. But many advocates argue that the cost is worth it. By allowing people to marry, save, and build a stable life, we're not just helping individuals, we're strengthening families and communities. Speaking of which, this isn't just a financial issue, it's about dignity and equality. Denying someone the right to marry without financial consequences sends a message that their lives and relationships are somehow less valuable. And that's not the kind of society we should want to live in, right? And, if this bill passes, it could bring meaningful change. Couples in similar situations wouldn't have to jump through hoops or make heartbreaking sacrifices just to stay afloat. It's a step toward fairness and recognizing the full humanity of people with disabilities. So then, what can you do? First, stay informed. Legislation like this often flies under the radar, but it's important to pay attention and share what you've learned with others. You can also reach out to your representatives and let them know you support this change. Sometimes, a simple message or phone call can make a difference. And, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this: everyone deserves the opportunity to live a full life with love, security, and independence. This bill is just one step, but it's a meaningful one. Let's keep the conversation going and work toward a future where no one has to choose between their basic needs and the person they love. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to share it with someone who might benefit from learning about this. Also, if you have any thoughts or personal stories about this topic, I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment below and let's discuss. Take care, and I'll see you next time.